Protect your car with 3W Liners all-weather floor mats. Made from durable materials like TPE and rubber, our mats are designed to withstand rain, snow, and mud with deep grooves to trap dirt and liquids. For a custom fit and advanced protection, visit 3W Liners. That's the number 3, WLINERS.com today. At Acasis, innovation drives us. Since 2008, we've been creating cutting-edge technology products that make your life easier. With a focus on performance, design, and customer service, we're here to help you work smarter, not harder. Join us on our journey to simplify your world. Visit acasis.com today. That's ACASIS.com today.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com. Unlock a world of convenience with Mully Box, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. From gourmet snacks to unique finds, each box is tailored to your tastes. Experience the joy of surprises. Subscribe today at mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com. We are Rogue Media Sports.
Welcome on in to one of the most dejected cam shows we have ever recorded. or gone live with, because it is the Cam Show. I'm your host, Cam Stewart. Zach Burke keeps us on the air. We're live on YouTube, as we are every weekday, high noon Eastern time. And then, of course, we're available wherever you get your podcasts as well. Segments out on YouTube, too. But this sucks. This sucks. The Celtics are done. We're going to talk about that and how we have gotten to this point. We're also going to talk about just how exhausting, absolutely exhausting it is to keep up with the NBA narratives and the NBA social media influence and just NBA fandom in general. It's so much more exhausting than any other sport. And that goes, of course, hand in hand with the Celtics completely blowing their season. And Rick Tocchet, is he now the number one choice for the Boston Bruins as head coach? Are they going to be the best team playing at the TD Garden over the next few years? Let's talk about all that and more coming up on the Cam Show. The Celtics are done. RIP 2025 Boston Celtics. The title defense, we hardly knew ye. It's over. Down 2-0, both games at home, and you blew 20-point leads in the third quarter of each of them to a lesser team. I don't understand this I'll call it blind confidence at this point for Celtics fans. I know they won the title last year, but they didn't face any kind of adversity like this. They didn't completely blow 2 games in a row. And they're halfway to being swept, and fans are like, oh yeah, Celtics in 6. What has this series shown you that you would think Celtics in 6? What have they shown you in these 2 games against the Knicks that would make you so confident they're going to win 4 games in a row? No lead is safe. Man, what's gonna feel good? A 15-point lead, a 20-point lead, a 40-point lead? Like 20-point lead in the NBA, that's nothing. And you blow it one time, God, that sucks. You blow it 2 nights in a row in that fashion, you're done. It's over. Cut the shit. I had this feeling in this game last night. Third quarter, they're leading the whole game, but it was a modest lead. Third quarter, they get up to 20, and I'm like, all right, here we go again. Let's see what this team's made out of. Like, let's not make this interesting. Let's continue with the game plan. Let's continue to hunt the mismatches and go to the basket. And bam, 8-0 run. It's a 12-point game by the time they get to the fourth quarter, and you could feel it in that building. You could feel it over the broadcast. The fans, the groans are coming through. There's a nervous energy in the stands. There's a nervous energy from the players. Their body language sucks. The Knicks are all fired up, and you know it's going to happen again. And what happened? The same fucking thing. 17 points in the fourth quarter. You're outscored by 13. The Knicks at one point it's a 21-2 run. I believe they end it on a 24-6 run. End the game on that. Which one's the defending champs? Which one's been here and done that? Which one has the top 5 player in the NBA? Which one has the super team? Because you could have fooled me. I've been watching this team for 20 years, and this is in the top 5, maybe even the top 3 of most embarrassing losses they've ever had. Certainly the most dejected I felt after a Celtics game in a long time. This feels like Miami 2 years ago when they fell down 3-0. They didn't blow back-to-back 20-point leads. They didn't close out games, but they didn't blow back-to-back 20-point leads. I know the NBA is a different animal, but I'm sorry. You're going to tell me the defending champs get back-to-back home games where they're up 20 in the third quarter, and they're not going to win one of those games? Give me a fucking break, man. And what did I say on the show the other day? I said, yeah, they're probably not going to shoot 25% again from 3, but A, it's the playoffs. They still could. And B, you're punting a game in the playoffs. It was a really bad night for the Celtics aren't going to shoot 25% from 3 again crowd, because they go, let's see, 10 for 40. Pretty easy Rockland High math here. 25% again. They can't do anything else right now, which is so bizarro, because they have been able to do other things other than shoot threes this season and last season. And instead, it's just the same old crap the same old brain dead offense in the third and fourth quarter, and the same old Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum not showing up in the second half. 2 games in a row in the postseason for the defending champs. It's a really bad night for the Jason Tatum is a top 5 NBA player crowd, of which I am very much a part of. And it was an even worse night for the crowd who thinks Jalen Brown's the actual superstar of this team. That dude was in quicksand the whole night, just slow motion. He had more turnovers than field goal attempts in the third quarter when it all starts crumbling down. Again, Jalen Brown is a spearhead of that, but Jason Tatum absolutely has his spot right at the top of that. And how about this for the medal of the defending champs? How about this for the guys who are coached by, Joe Mazzulla, who's saying, oh yeah, I want the target right on my head. I want more blood. Yeah, have those lines, have they worn down now? Are we seeing through all that bullshit now? Because here's the defending champs with the game on the line, 2 games in a row. In the final possession, 2 games in a row, they totaled to put up 0 fucking shots. They can't even put a shot up. They try to get it to Jalen Brown in game 1. Mikal Bridges rips the ball away from him. Here's Jason Tatum dribbling to nowhere and throwing it to fucking no one. This team is done. It's toast. It is cooked. I don't know how you can watch this team in clutch time in the last 2 games and say, yeah, Celtics in 6. Bullshit, man. Bullshit. And that last possession was a disaster, an absolute meltdown, much like the one I'm having right now. And you get the ball with 12 seconds left. And knowing how bad your final possessions were in regulation and in overtime in game 1, Joe Mazzulla decides to not call a timeout. And Jason Tatum, again, dribbles it to nowhere and throws it to nobody. He's about to lose the handle with about 5 seconds left. That's probably a second chance to call a timeout if you're Joe Mazzulla, but he doesn't do it. He doesn't do it. And I just kind of ironically put it out on Twitter. I'm like, yeah, well, after blowing another lead and with how hot Jason Tatum has been in this second half, I think you just got to let him play and live with the results. That's the best move, right? Mazzulla's getting dragged today for not calling a timeout, which he should be. I mean, this is back to 2023, Joe Mazzulla. Remember, that was always the problem. He didn't call timeouts, didn't settle his team down, and these things ballooned and, it avalanched on them. He does the same thing in game 2, but he did have an explanation. Here's Joe Mazzulla on why he didn't call a timeout with 12 seconds left in regulation with the chance for the Celtics to win the game.
Process with not calling timeout there with 12 seconds left.
I had one left, got a good look on the exact same play 20 seconds earlier, tried to execute the exact same thing. They did a better job of their lower pickup point, and we weren't able to get the advantage that we had on the last Tatum dunk. So good full court setting. They subbed out Towns, weren't able to sub out Brunson, had action there, and we just didn't execute.
Oh, I got it. That's refreshing. He didn't call a timeout because he was going to run the same play they just ran 20 seconds earlier. He just expected a playoff team coached by Tom Thibodeau to just allow you to do the same thing 2 possessions in a row. Oh, okay. That makes me feel better about Joe Mazzulla's coaching acumen. That makes me feel better about the last few minutes of that game. Yeah, of course. Wouldn't we all try the same fucking play again? That's going to work. If they're going to cut off anything, it's surely not going to be the play that we just ran that went for an uncontested dunk. Certainly they're going to let us do that again. I mean, at that point, don't even say anything. Just say, hey, we trusted our guys. It's a shit excuse, but it's better than saying, yeah, I expected them to give us a dunk 2 plays in a row. I expected the Red Sea to part and for us to just take a dunk two plays in a row. And I'm not trying to take blame off of Tatum. That's a shit last possession and last shot, pass, whatever the hell that was. But if you look at the play, there are 4 other guys just doing nothing. Nobody trying to get open. Clearly that play was just to give space to Tatum. They don't get the space. Again, with plenty of time. This is not 4 seconds. This is 12 seconds. And nobody at that point just like pops out for a 3 or cuts to the basket. Nobody. They just watched Tatum go to nowhere. And it's tough to defend Tatum again after this night because that was brutal. That was brutal, and they can't free up either of their stars for shots in the final seconds of games. And let's be honest, their stars have not shown up. Nobody for the Celtics has played particularly well in this series. Derek White played well in game 1. He goes 3 for 11 from 3 in game 2. Nobody has played well. But your max guys, your guys making $50 million a year, just absolutely punting it in the second half of these games is beyond embarrassing. And that is the number one word for this series so far. Embarrassing. And the Knicks are dancing on your grave. The fucking Knicks. Nobody, not even Stephen A. was picking them. And now he's a pig in shit on ESPN every morning. Jalen Brunson has not even been dominant. Karl Anthony Towns, he's been good in spurts. But you guys have sucked. Al Horford, normally very dependable, sucked. Drew Holiday, step back. Derek White, stunk. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, no alibi. UGLY. And yet I've got all these fucking green teamers being like, Celtics in 6. How dare you doubt this team? How dare you doubt this coach? How dare you doubt these superstars? So what? They've lost back-to-back games to an inferior team at home, but giving up a 20-point lead in both of them. So what? No, they'll just get it together. What part of this series has shown you they're going to get it together? Jaylen Brown's had one good game in this postseason. One. Kristaps Porzingis, Lord only knows what's up with him. It's in the Lord's hands. Nobody knows. We have zero explanation, but he hit a couple of shots last night, but again, gives you nothing. Sam Hauser didn't dress, but did about just as much as he's done in the other postseason games this year. Peyton Pritchard, Drew Holiday, here and there. Like, nobody has been good in this series. And that's where it feels a lot like the Miami one of 2 years ago. After 15 minutes of talking, I'm almost at a loss for words there. Like, I thought as sure as the sun comes up in the morning, the Celtics were going to win game 2. And in fact, I would have bet that they would have won it by 20 plus points. Like that was set up for a classic Celtic get right beatdown, similar to that Philadelphia series 2 years ago, similar to that Milwaukee series 2 years ago. And 3 years ago on that Milwaukee one. But here they are, man. This could be the end of it right here. This could be the end of their true championship window in this series right here in the second round after winning the title. I'd love to be more optimistic about it. I mean, you guys know I'm pretty fatalistic, but I'm not finding positives here. If they can shoot 25% from 3 2 games in a row, they sure as shit can do it 3 games in a row and probably 4. And if that's the kind of aggressiveness they're going to have or lack thereof, then they're going to continue to lose. And the screen grab of the game is the Celtics up. I want to say it was the Knicks had started their comeback. It was like 86-79 or so. And mind you, the Celtics scored 90 points for the game. And there's Jaylen Brown in the paint. His defender, I think it's Brunson, has fallen. And Jason Tatum is wide open in the corner for 3. But there's no one between him and the basket that's on their 2 feet. And he just jacks up a 3. Bricks it, of course. He's one of the worst 3-point shooters on the team. And for as great a player as he is offensively, he's not a good 3-point shooter. He's not an elite 3-point shooter anyway. And he's been dog shit in this postseason. And you look at the starters for this team last night. Tatum, 1 of 5 from 3. Brown, 2 of 7. Horford, 0 of 5. Holiday, 0 for 2. White, 3 for 11. And you extend to the bench. Pritchard, 3 for 9. Like, can somebody give me something? Can somebody give me hope for the Celtics team? Everybody's playing like shit, and they've blown back-to-back 20-point leads. The first team in NBA history to do that in the playoffs. And yet, I've got all these people shoving it down my throat. Celtics in 6. Don't worry, they'll turn it around. They'll win 4 in a row. Give me a break with that, man. They're literally out here setting NBA records for choking. Like, they are the biggest chokers in the NBA right now. And boy, I was really hoping Oklahoma City would throw us a bone and lose again. And 3 of the 4 series would have been down 2-0 after 2 home games. But no, I mean, the Thunder were up like fucking 50 points at halftime because that's what good teams do. That's what teams with fucking balls do. They blow out the other team when they're at home in game 2 when they need to win. The Celtics don't have any balls. They have been chemically castrated. They're done. It's over. It was a hell of a run last year. It was a lot of fun, but this thing is done. And I'm not calling for Joe Mazzulla to be fired, but for those throwing out and lobbing up that criticism today, how can you argue with them? He has been thoroughly outcoached by a coach who's been washed for a decade. And he's been outcoached. Oh, but don't worry. They'll just go to New York. They'll win the next 2. They'll win it in 6. Sure they will. Sure they will. Keep telling yourself that. Keep telling yourself that. I think this is over. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. It helps me keep my job. Check out the other videos around the channel going on about the Celtics and everything else going on in Boston sports. We are live on YouTube, high noon Eastern time every weekday. And then we're available wherever you get your podcasts. I'm your host, Cam Stewart. Zach Burke keeps us on the air 5 days a week. I wish I had different thoughts, man. I wish I did. I wish I was more optimistic. I wish I was one of these green teamers, but I can't spin zone this. I can't spin zone this. I watched one of the worst losses in my fandom as a Celtics fan last night. And the craziest part about it was, the biggest kick in the dick part about it was we all saw it coming. Like, I know, I can be fatalistic, and I'm probably the first one to see it coming. But you could feel it in that building. You could feel it through the broadcast. You could see it on the players' faces, just these empty looks, nobody getting fired up. Meanwhile, the Knicks bench looks like a college bench, looks like St. John's. Man, fired up, standing up, talking shit. Like, they look like the team that's done being pushed around by the Celtics. And the Celtics look absolutely hapless. Absolutely hapless in this series. It takes on a lot of that Miami series from 2 years ago. It takes on, a lot of that Nets series from 2021 when they had no shot. They just look done. They look completely cooked after 2 games. And maybe we all got it wrong by thinking this would be a sweep or a 5-game series. I mean, shit, by the way, it could be a sweep or a 5-game series, just not the way that we thought it was. I'm asking the Celtics. I begged them to not blow another 20-point lead last night. They didn't listen to me. So I'll just beg you now, just don't get swept. Like, it's going to be bad enough. All the worst fucking people that New York sports fans, those fucking trash, garbage humans are going to be dancing on your grave no matter what. But at least don't have it be a sweep. At least don't have it be that. Don't let Spike Jones and Spike Jones might be there too. Don't let Spike Lee and Ben Stiller and fucking Michael Rappaport celebrate a sweep at Madison Square Garden. Just don't do that. Give me one. Give me one, please. Don't make this the worst embarrassment in Celtics history. It's going to come close. It's going to come close when you lose this thing in 5 games, but don't have it be a sweep, please. I'm begging you. Coming up on the Cam Show, we'll tell you the worst part about this loss. Not just, the 20-point blown lead, not just the fact that they were both at home, not just the fact that they were down 2-0, but the greater NBA reaction to this. There was a tweet last night that just really bugged me to no end, and I started crashing out on Twitter at 1 a.m., and it's very indicative of the rest of NBA fan culture, and that's the worst part. And that's coming up next on the Cam Show.
Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internix. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. Enjoy seamless, fast storage without compromising security. Visit internx.com today and take control of your digital life. That's internxt.com today. Elevate your experience with Grenco Science, the leaders in cutting-edge vaporizers. Whether you're at home or on the go, our sleek, powerful devices deliver smooth, consistent hits every time. Quality you can trust, innovation you can feel. Grenco Science, take your vapor game to the next level. Visit us at grencoscience.com. At Terrapin Ridge Farms, they believe in the joy of effortless entertaining. Inspired by CEO Mary O'Donnell's mom and her legendary holiday parties, they've crafted a line of gourmet foods that turn any meal into a celebration. From savory jams to mustards, aiolis, and more, their products are made with love, bringing unforgettable flavors to your table. Whether it's a casual get-together or a special occasion, they make it easy to impress. Terrapin Ridge Farms, where great food and great memories come together. Visit them at terrapinridge.com. Terrapin Ridge.
Do you ever have a story that you just can't get out of your head?
One that you play the details of over and over with your friends?
Well, you've come to the right place. I'm Claire.
And I'm Susan.
And this is Justice Pending,
a weekly true crime podcast where we discuss tantalizing crimes with more questions than answers.
Thanks for joining us.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Combine that with OrganicHemp.com's top quality CBD for ultimate balance. Start your healing journey today at GlobalHealing.com and OrganicHemp.com.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
It all began with a simple idea, cutting handles off old ski sticks to create better pull-up bars. This sparked the creation of the revolutionary Engels 90 handles. After testing over 70 prototypes with 300 athletes, our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Ready to bring your vision to life? At Small Rig, every idea, design, and product is inspired by you, the creator. With our industry-first under co-design mode and the Dream Rig free customization project, we unite with global creators to turn big dreams into reality. Whether it's a cage rig or mount, Small Rig's versatile gear is built to elevate your craft. Small Rig, where your creativity meets our innovation. Go to smallrig.com.
Unlock a world of convenience with Mullybox, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. Each box is tailored to your tastes. Experience the joy of surprises. Subscribe today at mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com.
Back here on the Cam Show, Rogue Media Sports Network on a Crash Out Thursday. Cam Stewart here, your host. Zach Burke keeps us on the air. We're live on YouTube as we are every weekday, high noon Eastern time, and then wherever you get your podcasts. As the Celtics are down 2-0, halfway to being swept by the New York Knicks, and their title defense is over. And it was fun. It was fun. You know, last year we'll always have the memories. But this is just how it goes sometimes. Just how it goes. The worst part about the Celtics being down 0-2 to the Knicks, and the worst part about them basically being done in this 2025 season, is just the greater NBA fandom and how NBA fans react to this kind of thing. And it is different from every sport, but I'll get into that in a second. Like the NBA and its media and its narratives and its fans are just completely and utterly and 100% controlled by social media. Like more than any other sport, it is completely Twitter driven, which is so frustrating. And so as bad as it was that I had to watch my team go down 2-0 and blow 20-point leads in back-to-back games and make NBA history in doing so, at like 1 a.m, I see this tweet and I can't help but like totally melt down and crash out. Now, it's from like a stupid, faceless, nameless account that's clearly a Celtics account. And it says, if the Celtics lose this series, people won't respect the 2024 title as much. And that right there is just the antithesis of what being a logical, reasonable sports fan is. And that is par for the course in the NBA. Why wouldn't you respect a 2024 title if they lose in the second round in 2025? Each of the last 5 NBA champions has lost in the second round the next year. We don't delegitimize any of those championships. None. Maybe the Lakers won. We don't do that. And like, what would this year crashing out in the second round have anything to do with winning 81 games last year and going 16-3 in the postseason? How does that delegitimize that at all? Like, it got me thinking right away. Like, what is the most iconic team in Boston sports history? Without a doubt, it's the 2004 Red Sox. It's one of the most iconic teams in the history of sports. I don't know if there's ever been a pro sports team that has had more of an impact in 1 year on their city and their culture than the 2004 Red Sox. Does anybody give half a fucking shit that they got swept in the division series the next year by Chicago? Does anybody care? Does anybody look at that 2004 World Championship banner at Fenway Park and say, yeah, but they got swept the next year by the White Sox? I don't really respect that one as much. Or how about the next most iconic? How about the 2001 Patriots? One of the great Cinderella stories in NFL history. It sparks the greatest dynasty in the history of the league. How did they do the next year? They didn't even make the playoffs the next year. And nobody watches the Adam Vinatieri game-winning field goal in Super Bowl 36 and says, yeah, but they lost on that tiebreaker the next year. The Jets made the playoffs. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to look at that one a little differently. What do you have to do to keep the respect for your championship team, for being the last team standing? How far do you have to win the title the next year? And if you win back-to-back titles, what happens if you lose the second round in the third year? Does the back-to-back titles get diminished? It's so fucking stupid. It's so stupid and sophomoric. And what I hate the most about it is that there's a ton of NBA fans and Celtics fans that think like that tweet. There's so many media people covering the NBA that think like this horseshit fucking take. What would this year have anything to do with this team dog walking everybody last year? It's so bullshit, but it's so NBA. This is what I hate the most about the NBA. The play style, I don't like it very much either to watch for, 6 months a year. I like the playoffs. I hate how much, the players are buddy-buddy. We all get that. But it's this. It's the fact that it's completely driven by social media takes. You could say that about sports media in general, but nobody holds a candle to the NBA when it comes to this. Because everyone covering the league is thinking, okay, what can I put out there that's going to be clipped and be the next viral tweet? How is my take going to be better than your take? How is my take going to be cooler than Stephen A's or Nick Wright's or Paul Pierce's or Joy Taylor's or any of this crap? Kendrick Perkins, Tim Legler. How are we going to make a take that's better than that we can clip into 1 minute or 30 seconds and get a whole bunch of likes? That's what drives it all. And it's the NBA at the forefront of that. And I just saw that tweet and I couldn't help it. I had to melt down the way I am right now. Like that's such a bullshit take. And it's such a rotten way of thinking, especially if you're a Celtics fan. Like seriously, we just had that awesome run last year. It was the first title in a generation. They had worked so hard to get there. They had been to the conference finals a bunch of times. They had been to the NBA finals. They'd gone through a couple different iterations. They finally built around those 2 first-round picks, those 2 top 5 picks, and they got there and they won it. And now after a second-round exit in the next year, you're going to say, that was a bummer, though. Like, cut the shit, man. Do any of us remember that they lost by 15 points at home in a Game 7 to the Orlando Magic in the second round the last time they won the title? The year after the last time they won the title? Like, I like had to have this moment of surrealness last night where I was like thanking God that we didn't have Twitter. I didn't have Twitter as a 6th grader back in 2009. Because you know what I did after they lost that series to the Magic? I just watched the 08 Celtics championship DVD. And I was fine. I was more appreciative of that championship. Not saying, that doesn't count anymore. I don't respect that one anymore. And what does that mean? If they were the best team in the 21st century last year, do you now make them the 4th best team? The 5th best team? Like, does anybody remember that the Lakers got swept by the Mavericks the year after winning back-to-back titles? How about the 85 Bears? Maybe the best team in NFL history. 15-1 through the regular season in 85. They win the Super Bowl. The next year, they go 14-2. But guess what? They lost in the divisional round. They didn't win a playoff game. In fact, they won 3 playoff games in the next 20 years. But does anybody look at the 85 Bears and say, oh, no, you know what? They're actually not as great as I thought because they only won 3 playoff games in the next 2 decades. No, they fucking don't. They don't do that. But this is what's corrupted this generation of sports fans, and specifically NBA fans. And it goes to the media who are much older than me also, where we formulate all our opinions on this game and this sport based off social media. It's the only reason that people were arguing that Anthony Edwards was a better player than Jason Tatum, because no statistic or career achievement has proven that whatsoever. But, Anthony Edwards makes better social media clips, and I see him on Twitter more. So therefore, Anthony Edwards equals better. It's just such bullshit, man. It's such bullshit. What is the standard? Do you need to make the conference finals the next year in order for you to respect a championship? Respect a championship. Shut up, man. Like, that is a one-way ticket to being fucking miserable. And at the risk of sounding like a Black Mirror episode here, like, this is all the worst shit about this generation and social media wrapped up into one league. The NBA, baby. Where all of our takes and all of our thoughts on past champions and current teams are based off just some people fucking tweeting. And it goes against, it's the league that breaks the golden rule of social media, which is that the fallacy of Twitter is believing that 40 people believing something means that 40 million people believe something. So much of the population is not on Twitter, and I wish I could be as well if it didn't tie into my job. I would love to not be on there because it's poison like this, man. Like, you're actually going to think of the 2024 championship differently because they're losing to the Knicks in the second round? God, what a joke, man. What a joke. The NFL is not like innocent in all this either. You know, there's still plenty of people on your social media feeds that were saying that Patrick Mahomes is already the GOAT, even though has less than half the titles that Tom Brady does. He's a hell of a player, but hasn't reached any of the accomplishments that Tom Brady has. So it's not like the NFL is innocent in all this too, but it's the NBA to the nth degree. And it's so goddamn annoying, man. It's so annoying. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Is it the league that is so the most driven by social media, and how annoying is that? And are you going to respect the Celtics 2024 championship any less if they lose in the second round of the Knicks a year later? Let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's completely free and helps me keep my job, whether you like that or not. And check out the other videos on the channel. I'm your host, Cam Stewart. Zach Burke keeps us on the air. We are live on YouTube, high noon Eastern time, 5 days a week, and then available wherever you get your podcasts. Coming up next, the Celtics aren't looking for a new coach yet, but the Bruins are, and they have identified their top target, and it gets a seal of approval from me. That's coming up next on The Cam Show.
Shades is your trusted partner in stage lighting, offering a wide range of high-quality, innovative products since 2015. With designs that cater to all needs, fast delivery, and affordable prices, we provide exceptional customer service to ensure your satisfaction. With warehouses across the globe and sales in over 100 countries, Sheds is quickly becoming one of the most recognized names in the stage lighting industry. Visit shehds.com today to discover top-tier stage lighting solutions and become part of our global network.
Introducing Muck-Off's classic pink bike cleaner, powered by revolutionary nanotechnology that breaks down dirt and grime on a microscopic level while protecting your bike's delicate finish. Developed by our mad developer Alex and tested by riders, our products are made by riders for riders. Discover more at us.muc-off.com, where we break the mold to bring you the best in bike care.
At Open Goal USA, we're revolutionizing training for both soccer and lacrosse with our innovative portable rebounders. Perfect for players of all ages and skill levels, our rebounders improve accuracy, control, and technique in both sports. Built with premium materials for durability and ease of use, they're ideal for training anywhere, anytime. Whether you're perfecting your soccer game or sharpening your lacrosse skills, Open Goal USA has you covered. Visit OpenGoalUSA.com and elevate your training today.
Chapellex is a full-category shapewear brand dedicated to providing women with exceptional comfort and support. We offer thoughtfully designed solutions that blend style with functionality, empowering women to feel confident and at ease every day. Chapellex is redefining what it means to have a perfect body. Our mission celebrates body positivity, embracing every shape and size, because true beauty lies in authenticity. Visit shapellx.com today and join a movement towards self-love, acceptance, and confidence.
Indulge in Blum's luxurious Lotus flower rolls. The green Lotus roll bursts with a caramel apple flavor, while the blue Lotus roll offers a smooth berry cream sensation. With our Crush for Flavor technology, enjoy an instant burst of natural, intense flavor anytime you desire. Elevate your experience with the finest creations nature has to offer. Explore the full collection at blumleaf.com. That's BLUUMLEAF.com. Blumleaf. Golf Partner, the world's largest golf store network, offers more purchasing opportunities than anywhere else. With a dominant market share and a wider selection of quality secondhand golf clubs than our competitors, we make it easy for you to enjoy the game with affordable, top-quality equipment. Join us at golfpartnerusa.com and discover why we're the trusted choice for golf lovers worldwide. That's GOLFPARTNERUSA.com. Golf Partner. At Terrapin Ridge Farms, they believe in the joy of effortless entertaining. Inspired by CEO Mary O'Donnell's mom and her legendary holiday parties, they've crafted a line of gourmet foods that turn any meal into a celebration. From savory jams to mustards, aiolis, and more, their products are made with love, bringing unforgettable flavors to your table. Whether it's a casual get-together or a special occasion, they make it easy to impress. Terrapin Ridge Farms, where great food and great memories come together. Visit them at terrapinridge.com. Terrapin Ridge.
Relax with Hemp Delicious. Organically grown hemp, massively blended with delicious organic herbs, responsibly sourced for their holistic benefits. Each sip offers calming, antioxidant-rich wellness. Brewed just for you. Sip the calm with Hemp Delicious. Find your blend at hempdelicious.com.
Back on the Cam Show, Rogue Media Sports Network. Crash out Thursday as the Celtics go down 0-2, but we're done talking about that. We are done talking about that. I'm your host, Kim Stewart. Zach Burke keeps us on the air 5 days a week. We're live on YouTube, and then, of course, we're available wherever you get your podcasts as well. We've talked enough Celtics, and if that wasn't depressing enough, boy, howdy, let me introduce you to the Boston Bruins. So the Bruins miss out on Mike Sullivan. Joel Quenneville is now about to be announced as the Anaheim Ducks coach. I wouldn't have minded them taking that risk for the second winningest coach in the history of the league. And now they need to pivot. But it seems like the Bruins have a top target. At least that's what the reports are coming out. Reports coming from a couple of different sources, but first from Jimmy Murphy, that Rick Tocchet, ex-Canucks coach and ex-Bruins player, is the Bruins' top target to become their next head coach. And I love it. I'm not going to lie. Big Rick Tocchet fan. The way he turned around that Canucks team and got them to be, one of the top seeds the last 2 seasons before this year. They didn't make the playoffs this year. We'll get to that in a second. But they won the Pacific Division in 2024. They have one of the best rosters in the league. And then a bunch of drama came. And if you're one of those people that says, how can a coach can't hold a locker room when there's this much drama, then you're one of those kind of people. I'm not. The Elias Pettersson thing and JT Miller, bullying thing, it was bizarre. Brock Besser doesn't get a new contract that he likes, so ends up being, a big piece of the drama throughout all this. Quinn Hughes, now there's questions of if he even wants to play there. I don't put that on the coach necessarily. And there's problems in Vancouver with players, right? I mean, it's one of the richest places in North America, one of the most expensive places to live. You get taxed to hell playing there and getting paid there. They don't have a practice facility. They're the only team in the league that doesn't have a practice facility. You're going to get taxed to shit in Massachusetts too. But I think Rick Tocchet can be the perfect guy for this job. Because lest we forget, when he took over Vancouver in 22-23, they had a lot of drama already, right? There was all kinds of rumblings, and they weren't getting enough out of their young core. And Rick Tocchet comes in. He leads them to the playoffs in 22-23 when it didn't look like they were going to make it. And then they're one of the best teams in the NHL the next year. 21-22, and then 22-23 and 23-24, they were a home ice playoff team. Both years. He led them to, those 2 seasons, they were one of the best teams in the NHL. And you look at the Bruins right now, there's some discontent there, right? There's some drama there. They just traded their captain a few months ago and had a fire sale. They're trying to figure out who can even play in the NHL on this roster and who cannot. Rick Tocchet took a team that was similar, albeit a bit of a younger core and more of a core with Vancouver in 21-22, and turn them into a team that was fulfilling their potential. Why wouldn't Rick Tocchet want to do that with the Boston Bruins? Now, the elephant in the room is played a long time with the Flyers. He won 3 Stanley Cups, 2 as an assistant coach and 1 as a player with the Pittsburgh Penguins. And yeah, both of those jobs are open as well. But it seems like finally that the Bruins are sending out the feelers and are actually making Rick Tocchet a priority. They didn't make Mike Sullivan a priority. They did say through a leak that some of their coaching candidates are still coaching in the postseason. I don't know if that means Toronto assistant Mark Savard, former Bruin, but Rick Tocchet makes a ton of sense, man. He has quelled locker room drama before, and to do it a second time is a really tough thing for any coach to do. Then you start having to turn your eyes towards the players and the general manager when there's contract drama. I think Rick Tocchet would slot in here and fit like a glove for the Bruins. And RG Media put it out there. If the Bruins really think they can turn this around fast, Tocchet is their guy, and I think he'd be interested. Got that from an NHL source, whatever that means. But the fact that Tocchet is actually interested is obviously a big step. This has been a weird saga with him and the Canucks. According to Jim Rutherford, he thought that Tocchet was coming back. He also thought Brock Besser was coming back. He thinks Quinn Hughes is coming back, and so far he's 0 for 2. Let's see if he goes 0 for 3. It's just a weird situation in Vancouver. I know it's not the lightest of situations in Boston right now, but Rick Tocchet, I think checks a lot of the boxes that Mike Sullivan did, right? A familiarity with the organization, obviously, played for the Bruins at one point. A guy with head coaching experience, a couple different stops. He's been coaching as an assistant or a head coach for 22 years now, 23 years. I think 2002 was his first job right after he retired. So the guy has plenty of coaching experience. They had a heck of an offensive system with Vancouver when Pettersson was really going, and Besser and JT Miller was a 100-point guy. Like they were firing on all cylinders in the 22, 23, 23, 24 seasons. And, he's got Stanley Cup winning experience. Mike Sullivan did it, won 2 Stanley Cups in Pittsburgh as a head coach. Rick Tocchet won 2 Stanley Cups in Pittsburgh as his right-hand man and won 1 as a player and was traded for Mark Recchi. How about that for another Bruins little parallel there? But the thing I like the most about Rick Tocchet is I kind of just mentioned it in there. He's got a good offensive philosophy. His teams have been great skating teams with a ton of skill and a good forecheck, and yet they're not totally built in Rick Tocchet's image, right? Like Rick was a bruiser. Fun fact, he's the Flyers' all-time leader in Gordie Howe hat tricks, to show you what kind of player he is. In the Flyers' history, to lead them in Gordie Howe hat tricks, that's pretty impressive. So a lot like Cam Neely in that sense, but he doesn't build his team like a bunch of Cam Neelys. He's not looking for big and slow. He's looking for aggressive and physical, but guys who can skate and score, much like you see in, Dallas or Florida, where those guys, or Vegas, where those guys are competing for Stanley Cups, or the way this Pittsburgh teams did when they won Stanley Cups. So to me, Rick Tocchet to Boston, checkmate, man. Let's do it. Would I have rather had Mike Sullivan? Maybe. I think they're probably about the same. Would I have liked the intrigue of Joel Quenneville, even though it was going to be terrible PR to go with it? I see a guy who's one of the best coaches in the history of the sport, who has done it at a high level somewhat recently. Like, it's not like he was winning cups 25 years ago. He's winning them 10 years ago. And who's hungry for his one last shot at being an NHL head coach. Yeah, I like that a lot. But you said no to it. And your pickings are pretty slim here if it's not Rick Tocchet. Because then you're looking at Tortorella, Gerard Gallant. You said you wanted a head coach, and Marc Savard doesn't fit that. And I also don't love the optics of pulling an assistant from Toronto. Just my 2 cents on it. But Rick Tocchet, I think, is your guy. And it's about time we finally start to get some clarity on who this could be. Who do you want to be the next Bruins coach? And is Rick Tocchet a fit for you? Maybe I'm bypassing too much of the dramatic stuff with Vancouver. I just can't put all that on the head coach. The same way I didn't really do it for the Bruins with Jim Montgomery's situation, which was weird. But anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments section below. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's completely free, and it helps us on the path towards 4,000 subscribers. We thank you so much for making it a part of your daily routine. I'm your host, Cam Stewart. Zach Burke keeps us on the air 5 days a week, live on YouTube, and then wherever you get your podcasts as well. Check out the other videos on the channel, and we will see you tomorrow on another ditty of the Cam Show.
Transform your workspace with Hanomi Ergonomics. From adjustable chairs to standing desks, we provide solutions for comfort and productivity, whether at home or in the office. Improve your posture, reduce strain, and work smarter. Visit us at hanomi.co today. That's HINOMI.co today. Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internix. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. Enjoy seamless, fast storage without compromising security. Visit internx.com today and take control of your digital life. That's INTERNXT.com today. Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com. Tusanes, we understand that maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be challenging, especially in today's fast-paced world. That's why our mission is to make fitness accessible to everyone, anywhere. Committed to excellence, we adopt a user-centric approach guided by ergonomics and medical science. With a team of seasoned professionals in R&D, design, and manufacturing, we prioritize quality across our entire product line. Visit Tusains.com today and start your journey to better health. That's TOUSAINS.com.